A nation divided, examining recent political events. America, the land of the free, home of the brave, and apparently the epicenter of political drama that could rival a season of The West Wing. But with less Aaron Sorkin and way more yelling. Let's face it, folks, recent political events have left many of us wondering if we're watching a slow-motion train wreck or a particularly unfunny episode of Veep. Joe Biden, our commander-in-chief, has faced his fair share of scrutiny, particularly his debate performances. Now, I'm not saying he's the second coming of Cicero, but let's be honest, the bar for political discourse these days is set somewhere between a Twitter feud and a shouting match at a Walmart on Black Friday. It's hard to land a zinger when you're dodging verbal grenades, and then there's the Supreme Court, the supposed impartial arbiter of justice, which seems to have taken a hard turn into culture war central. Look, I'm no legal scholar, but when decisions feel more about ideology than jurisprudence, it's enough to make even the most cynical among us yearn for the days of schoolhouse rock civics lessons. The point is, America, we're a nation divided. We're arguing about everything from masks to mail-in ballots, and the political center seems to have shrunk faster than my 401k after a stock market crash. Polarization and the erosion of trust, systemic threats to democracy. Let's talk about polarization, baby. It's not just about disagreeing with your neighbor about politics anymore. It's about viewing anyone with a different opinion as an existential threat to your way of life. It's like we've all joined rival cults, complete with secret handshakes and mandatory Kool-Aid, though hopefully not the kind Jim Jones was serving. This polarization is fueled by a whole host of factors: social media echo chambers, partisan news outlets that prioritize outrage over accuracy, and politicians more interested in scoring points than solving problems. And let's not forget about the elephant, or should I say donkey, in the room: electoral integrity. Now, I'm not saying there's widespread voter fraud, but the constant questioning of election results without evidence undermines trust in our democracy. It's like constantly checking your partner's phone for signs of infidelity. Even if they're innocent, the relationship's probably doomed. This lack of trust extends to our institutions as well. From Congress to the media to, yes, even the Supreme Court, public confidence is waning. And when people lose faith in the system, they're more susceptible to conspiracy theories, misinformation, and the siren song of demagogues promising easy solutions to complex problems. The media's responsibility in a divided nation. The media. The fourth estate, the watchdog of democracy, the purveyor of, well, let's be honest, sometimes it feels like the purveyor of clickbait headlines and hot takes designed to inflame rather than inform. Look, I get it, journalism is a tough business these days. Everyone's competing for eyeballs and advertising dollars, and sensationalism sells. But when the pursuit of ratings comes at the expense of accuracy and fairness, we all lose. The media has a crucial role to play in a democracy. It's supposed to hold the powerful accountable, inform the public, and foster constructive dialogue. Instead, we often get partisan bickering, selective outrage, and a relentless focus on the negative. It's enough to make you want to throw your TV out the window, but then you'd miss out on all the good stuff like the Great British Baking Show and those nature documentaries where penguins always seem to be getting screwed over by seals. So, dear media, a plea from a humble comedian who also happens to be a concerned citizen: please do better. Fact-check your stories, give voice to diverse perspectives, and resist the urge to sensationalize every little thing. Our democracy may depend on it. Hope from the ground up. Grassroots movements and civic engagement. It's not all doom and gloom, folks. Amidst the political dumpster fire, there are glimmers of hope. And no, I'm not talking about the latest celebrity baby announcement or the discovery of a new avocado toast recipe. I'm talking about the power of ordinary people coming together to demand change. From the Women's March to Black Lives Matter, to the countless other grassroots movements fighting for social justice, climate action, and a more equitable society, Americans are proving that cynicism is not an option. These movements are driven by passion, fueled by a desire for a better future, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. These movements remind us that democracy is not a spectator sport. It requires active participation, a willingness to speak out against injustice, and a commitment to holding our leaders accountable. They give me hope that even in these divided times, we can find common ground, bridge the divides, and create a more just and equitable society for all.